following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
This is
This is
how you watch TV.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestler.
That was the main page. There's Team Alpha,
Here we go.
Team Beta.
This is how you watch TV if you're a wrestler.
So that shit was the Warpath. The commander is also the mechanical engineer.
Wow.
It's a gift that keeps coming.
Oh man, and the audio software really liked that one.
Well, there is a thing with their leader. So,
Yeah, tell us who Logain's going to murder.
he's not their. Is he? He's a commander, but I don't know if he's their tactics. I guess he is.
Mechanical engineer and commander. The tactician is... Strategist tactician is the one at the bottom.
Oh, I see. So I missed it. Euro won't be on the ship, probably, depending on what his plan is, but apparently it's very hard to dissuade him from changing his plans once he has an idea. So...
That's good, he won't adapt.
Yeah. To our little traps.
So if he doesn't adapt well, then throwing in little things.
Just little spikes of chaos might actually just fully throw him off.
Especially if we just make it look like accidents and he's losing people.
The pilot's also their soldier, so it's likely in a ground up the pilot won't be on the ship if they're not expecting to have
that's
to
huge.
escape quickly. But we don't have too much, although it's quite protective of their demo and heavy weapons quarrying, so we may be able to twist the knife there with that.
That's one of the first people we want to go down.
Yeah. Even if we don't actually kill her, if you get her at gunpoint, we could...
What's her personality like? Would she
She is...
self-harm?
Strong for she's strong, apparently. Wears a thicker than average suit, but she's not very smart. She will often speak her mind and insult people. She loves calling people morons.
I guess you heard that a lot.
Yeah. She's real easy to goad into a fight, though. And she'll likely just drop her heavy weapons and go in for some good old-fashioned rough and tumble.
Well, that's easy then.
Yeah.
So is she Derek?
Fight me!
Oh, also, I'm not sure how, depending on the scenario, we may not be able to use this one. But I remember she didn't really have a habit of verifying any information before it was given, after it was given to her. She sort of just took it for truth.
So if you could get onto her band and tell her to put the explosive somewhere else. Because we've got their frequencies, haven't we?
Do we have their comm frequencies, or is it something they shuffle up?
They tend to shuffle them.
No.
They'd have,
But you might have means of getting them.
if Logain's already on the ship, if once he's on board their ship and has taken control of it, we
Then send her a command to set up somewhere else.
So she seems easy to tantalize with something else. She's clearly interested in explosives and likes fighting with strong guys, so just puts, the munitions shed is over there.
We could bait her into something. And because they have a heavy weapons person, that means we get some more heavy weapons. They do have a flamer, though she'll be less deadly if she's not on the ship. She really doesn't like being questioned. She gets flustered. That's another, if we got control of their comms frequency, we could do something. She's quiet and nervous. much else with her. Their tech expert is also their electrician. Is very shouty, old Jata. Beyond him being kind of angry, there isn't much on him.
So these people wouldn't go to like the guns and play with the setting up the electrical traps on the gun turrets and stuff like that.
Jata would probably be doing that. Although the gun turrets aren't in isolated structures like the other. Is that a tank?
Like the other is that a
No, seriously, is that a tank?
or
is it just a building that looks like a tank?
Photography it currently has a tank position there, yeah.
Okay. Although, if that tank is still there, you might try something with that. It would be more difficult to take control of the turrets if they were in what looks like the main structure of the place. I obviously can't confirm. Their comms is kind of an airhead. She's not very strong, and she gets distracted listening to music.
So if we got their comms, we would probably have access to their records and their comms. She might be one of the first targets.
And she'd also, apparently, she's used by the team on ops to seduce targets, so I guess look out for that.
Ow.
And then there's just this strategist who will be the one on the ship. Serious and intelligent, the smartest member, you want that for your strategist. He's humorless, never cracked a smile, well, not one that you can see. Very astute, never misses any details. Perhaps the reasons their team bat is full of shitters who can't plan is because between her and the commander they don't really need anyone. But she doesn't really factor in the emotional side of the operation. Especially given that a bunch of her team have emotional related flaws. If she was still functional at the time we were manipulating them, which is not likely given that she'll be probably the only Quarian on the ship.
If only they put bombs in their helmets. Morgan could just pop them from the ship.
Yeah, Quarians are too weak to do that. Except maybe Admiral Zan. Now that was a good admiral.
Just take that because it's Claudia Black.
Slightly.
So there are a few emotional strands we can pull on and plays we can make if we get their comms.
So we get their comms, we can then sow deceit. The fact that two of them don't even check their commands after they've been given it.
It's likely we could convince at least one of them. I believe the heavy weapon specifically, Chitona, just into a trap just by telling her to go somewhere and pretending that it was an order from.
And the other one you
commander.
could send to seduce somebody.
That's true. And once we had Chitona, that's their heavy. We can then use her as leverage against Sona, assuming that we haven't just gunned them all down.
Are any of them in relationships?
Just Sona and Chitona, I believe.
What, with each other?
Oh, they're longtime friends, but he's quite protective of her. Given that she's this big, strong one, you'd think it would be the other way around.
So we've got a basic plan.
Let's say here that Yura often builds his whole operation around a central concept of his own, which isn't always ideal. So if we find out what his linchpin is and pull it.
Okay, so you've worked with them. What do you think? Looking at you look at the map, you know what the base is. Best guess. Did Connie give us any of that idea? Because I mean, if she knew that he would plan around a linchpin, she's just as good a strategist. If she gave us the maps and that, did she give us any information on what she believed may have been the linchpin?
Or what the strategy would be.
She didn't know how they were going to approach it. You do know now, since they're approaching it, as miners who are going to.
So that gives them, assuming their plan goes off, that gives them access to a bunch of very specific locations. Could I? Because obviously I don't know exactly what all of these structures are for and where they would and wouldn't be allowed, and what would be super opportune, apart from taking control of those main guns, the columns, and of course that tank if it's still there. Could I make a roll to put together what I think Yora's plan might be, and where we should focus our efforts?
Sure, you can make a roll.
Intelligence or repair?
Tactics, if you've got it.
Okay, I'll take that. I don't have a bean. I gave it to you.
Tell me again how Zola has high intelligence.
I don't know.
No, that doesn't matter when you roll a 2.
Still more hit points than I have.
So I get an 11.
You don't know. Maybe your thing at the moment is like, oh God, maybe we need to send a message to Chikani, maybe, and give her more information, and hope that she's close to convoy.
I'm not sure. I might be able to come up with something if I get down and have a proper look around, but if Kani's close to a convoy, we should send her a message with the information we have on their planned approach. She might be able to get back to us in time. We do have 8 or 9 hours.
We'll do that.
In the meantime,
She might have another idea. She knows them better than... Well, you've been away for a while. She might know them a wee bit better. So
yeah.
Send her a message with all the information you believe she needs.
At about this point, the hard light, low gain hologram decoy that I've deployed so that I could just leave probably fades away.
Huh. Wonder where he is.
Over here.
Oh.
I have to go get in contact with the local authorities, otherwise they're going to wonder what we're doing just parked here all silent. So you guys work on it. I'm not going to be here.
Do you want Rosa to join you?
No. Thank you.
So yeah, I'll compile up a message for Kani, given the new information they're coming in, posing as fresh miners. They're coming in posing as fresh diggers of ores and stone.
Oh, yes. Except everything's fluent there. That's unfortunate. I'm a rap guy. Call me Little Sniff.
Little sniff. That's good.
Okay, so Logan is leaving the ship.
Yes.
Little Sniff.
Yo. Your kids. Go sniff your kids. Keep my son's name out of any official FBI reports.
Yeah, okay, so Logan exits the ship onto the hard brown ground. To your east, you see several structures, a smaller green one on the right, a medium-sized brown one.
Are there any signs that indicate what these are?
I mean, if you zoom in, you might be able to see what they are.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how you're zooming in. Have you got the optical zoom on your helmet?
I have a scope.
I mean, if you want to pull out your gun and point it at the base, I'm sure that'll go well.
I'll just detach the scope
Oh.
and then put it back on because I'm in no current threat or time pressure.
On the building ahead and to the left, the brown one, medium size, you see an administration sign.
Cool, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Approach it. As you're approaching, you see 3 Batarians come towards you, sort of meet you shortly before you get to it. 2 of them are armed and armored, and the last one is in the middle is just wearing like a suit. Brown. Kind of blends in with the ground around here. Hello. You are Commander Centurius, I believe.
I am.
Hello, Barthak. Extends a hand to shake. Thank you for the transmission and helping to assist us with these strange Quarians who you say are going to rob us blind, perhaps kill us.
Oh, well, they're going to try, right? That's my belief anyway. We have decent intelligence on them. They're sort of a renegade, split-away group who got sick of traveling around on a bunch of spaceships, so decided to travel around on a bunch of smaller spaceships and rob people. More than Quarians already do.
Well, thank you for giving us a heads up. You didn't have to do that.
They feel I do.
Anyway, I'm guessing you want a tour of the area, so
Oh,
you can
yeah.
get an idea of.
Neat.
Yeah.
Got my crew planning around what we know of them, seeing if they can figure out what they might try to do.
Of course. That's the administration building just there.
Brown.
Did they, did the Butcherians ask about, explain what their specialties are?
No.
No, I mean the Quarians, did they tell the Butcherians what their specialties are? Because it might give us some...
Oh, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
That's a small security shed there, pointing at the small green one.
Mhm.
Mining operations behind me, that's the big silver one in the middle.
Ah.
As you can see, we've got a tank over there, that's kind of a leftover.
There's a good chance they may want to do something with that. If they know it's there.
Oh, there's a marketplace there. This is pointing at the
Uh-huh.
at that top part.
At the top part.
No, the north part of the map where it's got the tank and then all the you can see the
With the little tents.
tents and stuff set up there.
Is the big blue building the admin building?
No, admin is the brownish, the tan sort of one as you enter to the left.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bridge going up there, and then there's that's where our security detail work. He's just pointing to the northeast, northwest. Sorry. Big grey building across the bridge there. That's the mines. Go in there and then going deeper.
Enclosed.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Additional security.
Ah.
Also, it's a lot harder to collapse the mine entrance with a big building with turrets on it there.
They're probably going to try and disable those turrets. Otherwise, how would they escape otherwise?
That's a good point. Either take them over, which Quarians are known for, or
I have no idea what you guys were discussing on that other room, just based on what he's saying.
I'm certainly worried they're going to employ the fighter thing again.
No, they're concerned they didn't have enough of those fighters was the other thing they mentioned when we were talking about it earlier on. It's a rare thing, but we do know that they'll point the turrets at each other to blow each other up. 'Cause that's what they've done before.
Oh, well, I mean, sure, you guys can stop that. So I can easily do it. Easy, no problem. Easy.
I've accidentally instead triggered the same thing they would have done.
Put anti-tampering programming.
Oh, they can't destroy the turrets if I've already done it. That's our XP.
orange building there is that security.
The orange box?
Yeah. And then if we wander down here past the bridge going across, we got the infirmary just to the south of it. We got a food and kitchen area. And the large grey building to the left. To the, I would say to the west again. Down the bottom at the very south, that's where our workers normally stay, except we barely have any at the moment.
Hence their ploy.
Yeah, well, it's been in the news what's happened.
Yep.
They don't like the conditions here. I think they're
not gonna lie.
perfectly reasonable. But, fussy. No offense, but the Turians are decadent with their miners. And, and our workers can't seem to take that.
Well, I think if your workers want the same treatment as you'd get in a Turian facility, they're being a little delusional.
Yeah, so a small grey building between the mess and the barracks is showers.
They have water, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
in there.
Could have been a sonic shower.
And then there's recreation and
Or
Gas.
Cyclone P, yes.
Vitamin P.
I mean, if we paid them so much, where would we get the wages for the slavers cracking the whips?
That's a skill, you know, doing that all day.
Yeah.
front mining entrance, big building as you see it, also handles any maintenance and equipment repair.
I was going to ask.
And that pretty much is the facility. Any questions?
None right now. I have a Quarian on my team who has been studying hard the methods of these maverick renegades. I'll let him know he can deal with you.
Of
If
course.
there's any suggestions he might have.
No.
Wait, were you being a sussy barker?
He's in deal
He's
with
like,
him.
deal with them.
No, and take care of him.
Yeah.
Gives him
with
a
the
drink, he's
fishes.
got palm fronds. You said we should take care of him.
No, I said he sleeps with the fishes. You see.
No, please, no.
And after you've apprehended them all, perhaps you can sell them to us.
So I also need to pay now, so you'll have an additional 30 seconds probably to ponder your
Right, now's our chance to be bad.
plan now that you know what the buildings are.
There you go, guys. Go ahead.
Well, a large chunk of the buildings out the front probably won't be important targets, at least initially, right?
Hey, man, you're the expert.
Mostly empty barracks, mess, probably also mostly empty. The tank is there, right next to the market, which could have a bunch of other things that could go off or be used for things.
First, we should probably ascertain what the new miners expected to do. Are they all going to have to go to admin?
Yeah. I was wondering if we could ask get the Batarians to tell them to first thing they have to do after hitting admin or whatever is go check into their bunk and stow gear or something or collect their uniform, and then we could likely set up something there.
So the biggest thing is, do we want them to do something, or do we just straight up stop them?
Yeah.
Depends. Do we need them to be caught red-handed guilty of
That's
something?
the question: is, do we need them to be caught red-handed?
Well, this is like, what do you want out of this? Justice!
So-
Irony!
So if you put another hacking program, another program on the turrets, because we know they'll go for the turrets,
Yep.
they're guaranteed.
Something I'll try to disable.
So if you put a program in there that either messages you, because you can put an ad hoc disk on it, just something to let us know that they're trying to hack into it,
Yeah.
and something like that's one thing we know they're gonna do.
Yeah, so we can effectively acquire evidence
But-
on doing that.
Yeah, and that's the question: is how much evidence do we want? Do we want evidence, or do we just stop them because we know?
I assume we're going to get a pile of evidence anyway, simply because Logan will be on their ship with their tactician.
Yep.
That is true. It might be a case of
Because we could solve this real easy. Just Logan gets on the ship and then we just apprehend them all.
Yeah.
Logan will.
The rest gets off
Well,
the ship.
Logan tells the two where to go. That we then distract those, take those two out. That leaves us with two left. Correct.
Two. Actually, I should get a final count on it.
So there's one in the ship.
Two,
There was
three,
two that.
Seven.
And that's a standard team.
Standard team.
So the two that we can easily distract. The one that's on the ship is 3, and then you know one of them, the leader, he'll be concerned if we threaten.
Oh no, so that's the soldier will be concerned if we threaten the heavy weapons.
So that's the soldier down.
Yep.
The one in charge, he'll get all flustered if things go wrong.
If his crew starts disappearing.
So do we go with Logan's plan, which is go on the ship and he captures that one, and then
I think the best play is probably put Logan on the ship. We set some things where we suspect they'll do shenanigans in order to prevent them from being able to pull anything off. And then we pretty quickly do our isolate those two, remove them, and move on them.
So, okay, where the ordnance is stored for the mining.
That's important. So
you put an anti-tamper thing in there, or it logs tamper and notifies us to a log of a tamper and anti-tamper on the turrets, both turrets. The tank as well.
Yep, that's an important one. Or at least determine if it's still functional at all.
And
the tank might be a good place to send the heavy weapons one to check out.
If they follow a similar procedure as get them all into the mines and lock them in the mines.
That could also be a good
so,
play.
How many people actually are in the markets when the markets are... Is it a great quantity, or is when the job's about to happen, everyone disappears, you know?
Yeah, that might be something to set up, because if they do still manage to do something, like they could fire that tank's main gun and vaporize a bunch of people in the market, or we want to obviously limit that. What was the big central silver building? I think it's the only one I missed.
Main mining operations.
Stuff.
So admin's more like that's where they would deal with the public and people, the freighters, captains coming to get the ore and stuff, but that's where the central buildings where they do all their internal authorized personnel only.
Would they keep their all their mining quotas and logs and logistical information would be there as well?
Most likely, yes.
So they probably would go there.
Basically, administration building is a good way, I suppose, of thinking of it.
Yeah. Do they scan for... the Batarians scan for explosives or not explosives, but
no, because they use them.
for ships coming in, do they scan for? I'm not just saying explosives, but I mean contraband. Because you don't.
They don't have
to ask them.
Yeah, because you don't want every mining. They don't want contraband there. They want their legitimate stuff.
Their legitimate contraband.
That's right.
They control the contraband so that they get the stuff that's not too bad, that's enough to keep the workers happy.
Yeah.
Although not at this stage, but
there's a reason that these things are shielded, my friend. This is registered contraband.
Was there a well? Was that a well?
It's like, the quartermaster is really the one who's also distributing the contraband. It's like, that.
Of course it is. How else do you get it in there? And actually no, anyone else can get stuff in there as long as the quartermaster gets his cut.
The contraband is just the stuff that's not on the legitimate books.
God, what was that fucking movie? I can't remember. I was trying to think of the movie where it was about the quartermaster.
Sergeant Bilko.
That's it, Sergeant Bilko. Fuck yes.
Original series.
Yeah. That's a good one.
It had Phil Hartman in it as the jerk. The real break from type.
Yeah.
Went to buy another one. A set of these today. They've gone up $20 a piece now.
Holy shit.
That's inflation.
Yeah.
Also Kathmandu are both artists. But
well, they are. That's just...
like the first set I think I got for $7.
Yep. Ah, because it's no longer winter.
Right. So we really have to go in and start poking around now.
Yeah, about time. Get going. Hurry up on board. Do things.
Well, you've got
have fun and excitement.
You and
Call
Rover
you
have
dog
got
fucker
the
again.
majority of it. I can't help with any of this stuff. I can be a dog's body, but I can't help you with this stuff.
True.
And like the two of us, as
Thank
we're
you,
out,
Fred.
Doing anything to help.
yeah, and the two of us, as like our looks, we probably don't want to be seen by these people when they arrive.
Blur babe.
So I guess we leave the Sentinel and trek to the compound.
Okay.
So I'll be hunting, carrying the sack of whatever other stuff you need to set up traps.
Data pads and
A lot of other
electronics and
pads,
batteries.
batteries, bits and pieces.
Well, we've got heaps of batteries because we stole those battery packs out of that previous mission. So
Yeah, that's true.
we've got like
Beef them.
where is it?
There are a small amount of mostly Batarians milling around. Seems kind of quiet for a mining outpost, but
We did hear that
under
they were having trouble.
circumstances.
Yeah. They've all gone to the Turian side. They must be bustling.
You know, if we really wanted to distract the demolitions trooper to somewhere, we could always just dig out the instruction manual for how to use a rocket launcher and leave it lying around on the table for the rocket launchers.
They'll spend their time trying to find the rocket launcher. Yeah.
Then it turns out this is where rocket launchers are mined.
You gotta be real careful not to hit the tip when you're mining them with your pickaxe.
Yeah.
Oh
There's a
dear!
loaded vein.
Oh dear! It went off. I've taken like 12 damage.
Canary's dead. A rocket launcher might have got off. Everyone out of the mines.
Is the canary's body lying there, or is there nothing but like a cloud of feathers and no visible body whatsoever? Cloud
I
of
didn't
feathers?
stick around to check. Besides which, it's not likely that raw rocket launcher is going to go off. It needs to be refined first.
We have to turn to weapons grade rocket launcher.
So we've got 15 floating suits, power pack suits.
Which will be perfect for sustaining any little thingamajigs we hook up.